If they would just leave me alone,
we'd be good.
What? We often look at others and we look at situations and point the finger.
At the other person.
Even on the show, sis, right?
Yeah.
Put a ring on it. Couples come together, right? Trying to figure out whether or not they should be together after this long-term relationship.
Yeah.
Hey there, yummy listeners. We've got an important update to share with you just in case life throws you a curveball.
Absolutely, Crystal. Have you or someone you know recently been involved in an auto accident? We believe in safeguarding your well-being and ensuring you receive the care and assistance you require. That's why we recommend connecting with our preferred legal expert, Sandra M. Davis, PC. When unexpected situations arise, she's the one you want in your corner.
With her 30 plus years of experience and a solid track record, Sandra and her dedicated team will fight to get you the compensation, support, and treatment you rightfully deserve.
Head over to attorneysandra.davis.com to schedule your free consultation today. Your rights matter, and they're here to make sure they're protected. Now back to this episode.
Welcome to another delightful and delicious episode of Yummy Podcast, where we savor life's inspiring stories on a quest to help you find your ultimate, most meaningful yet. I'm your co-host, Crystal Khalil.
And I'm Dr. Nicole LaBeach. And we are really excited to talk about a particular topic. That's going to start with a story. So, sis, I went to Paris a couple of years ago.
Oui,
in Paris. And, I did a lot of interesting things. And one of the things that I did was I went to a concert for a brilliant, prolific writer, great mind of our time, rapper by the name of Nasir Jones. Do you know who that is? Nas. So I go to Paris. I go to a Nas concert in Paris. And after the concert, I go back to the hotel and we are in conversation. Yes.
You were in conversation with Nas. Okay.
And he's sitting next to me and we're talking and he says, "So Doc, this is what you do." I said, "What do I do?" He said, "The relationship thing." I said, "Yeah." He said, "In one word, tell me what causes relationships to fail." And I said, self-management. And he looked at me and I looked at him eye to eye. He said, "Man, you did that. You did that." I didn't have to say lack of self-management. I didn't have to say poor self-management. I didn't have to say great self-management. He understood with that brilliant mind exactly what I was saying in that moment. And the thing that is interesting is a lot of things go right or go left based on our ability to manage ourselves.
Manage your damn self.
Manage your damn self.
You know, how often do we look at situations and say, if they would just...
if they would just
act right, I wouldn't be cussing everybody out.
If they just get it together, we'd have a better relationship.
If they would just leave me alone,
we'd be good.
What? We often look at others and we look at situations and point the finger.
At the other person.
Even on the show, sis, right?
Yeah.
Put a ring on it. Couples come together, right? Trying to figure out whether or not they should be together after this long-term relationship.
Yeah.
And we've watched it. You and I discuss it as it's going on. And what we know is they come in like, if you could just fix her, if you could just fix him. And what we know behind the scenes is like, if you could just fix your damn self.
Just saying. Not saying that from a condemnation tone of voice, not condemning, not coming for you.
No,
because
not
remember,
at all.
Crystal has a self and Nicole has a self.
And I got to manage my damn self all the time, every day.
All the time. You know, in doing that show, so many people would come on, and bless them. It's a beautiful thing for a couple to say, we want to work with you because we feel like you're going to do what's necessary for the relationship. That is a very true statement because we hold the space for the relationship. The challenge becomes when the couple thinks the space that's being held is for you to fix the other person. Dr. Nicole, I need you to fix this person. I need you to fix him. I need you to fix her. Make him. Because that's not how it works.
Right.
It's not how it works. The power of the human condition is the fact that we have a level of power in our behaviors and in our actions.
Yeah.
Sis, what do you think is one of the things that makes people struggle with taking ownership of the need to manage themselves in their relationships? So sis, as you're talking about a free mindset, it's opportunity for swag.
Swag.
Yummy
check.
swag. Our shirts today say free women.
Free women.
You get it?
Free women. Free women.
I'm just putting that out there. Carry on. Continue.
You can get your free women t-shirt at crystalanddrnicole.com, or you can check the show notes below to find the link. We don't always do our work to see ourselves. We want other people to see us, but we don't see ourselves.
That's
and
good.
It's often a struggle to see yourself.
Yeah.
And really understand, you know what it is to be you. You know what you're feeling, right? But you don't know how other people experience you. I only know my experience. I don't know how you experience me unless I ask.
Right.
Unless I ask, unless I pay attention. And so a lot of times we abdicate our responsibility for us to other people.
Yeah. Yeah. That's big, right? And we don't take responsibility for the fact that we've got the greatest access to ourselves, because what we say is people that have access to you should have responsibility for that access. That being said, you have the greatest access to yourself.
Yeah.
So you have a great responsibility for how you're showing up in other people's lives. And if you are not owning the need to manage yourself in these encounters, in these dynamics, you can really damage some folks and damage yourself. Yeah, it is so true, right? We have to learn that there is only one person you can change. There is only one person you can fix. There is only one person you can control. And that one person is you. And we spend so much time trying to fix, change, help, maneuver, manipulate other people, rather than saying, what am I supposed to learn in this situation? And what is mine to do in this situation? Because I'm not powerless. Yeah.
When you look and say, if they would just promote me, if they would just appreciate me,
right?
If they would just marry me, if they would just love me, Promote yourself.
Right.
Love yourself.
Yeah.
Right? Forgive yourself. Take action for self. That's where the power lies. We stay paralyzed a lot of times. I know I have.
Yeah.
Stay paralyzed in wanting other people to just do different. If they could just, because you look, and one of the things I used to tell myself was, I just want people to treat me the way I treat them.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why they don't just treat me the way I treat them.
The golden rule.
The golden rule.
Right.
And I had to realize, I'm giving them access to me without responsibility.
Yeah.
So either they don't know how to treat me, they don't care how to treat me. I haven't communicated what I expect in the relationship, but the change happens when I change. Nothing changes until I change.
Yeah.
Because when I shift, everything around me has no choice but to shift.
That part. So when you're focusing on other people moving, the movement really needs to come from you. And people get real agitated when we have that conversation because what it sounds like to them is somebody's getting off with a free ride. Yeah. Somebody's poor behavior and decisions are not being seen for the damage that they've caused. Somebody, if they did better, I wouldn't have to be bitter. It's on somebody else. But the truth of the matter is, you have the greatest source of power in yourself. The greatest source of power. Because you know who you are, what you're capable of. You can stretch, you can grow, you can go, you can shift, you can pivot. You can do all of these things within a moment because you're controlling the lever, right? So when you give up that power, it's a really sad thing because you can wait forever for someone else to have the level of insight it takes to change.
And sis, it's really hard when you are in a position where you feel like people are intentionally trying to hurt you.
Sometimes they are.
Sometimes they are, right? But what I've learned is I either lose or I learn, right? And in my divorce process, right? My ex, just the way he's moving, the things he's doing, I'm like, are you really trying to hurt me? And it feels like a personal attack. And sometimes it is. But when I stop, I can't change you. Yeah. I can manage myself. I can manage how I respond to you.
Yeah.
I can accept and receive your negative energy and give it right back to you and then some.
Right.
Or I can learn the power of my silence.
Yes.
I can learn the power of my shift. I can learn the power of my faith. I can learn the power of trusting in God that his word is true. And what he said, his promises are true. And he will prepare a table for me before my enemies. I can take it and I can wallow in receiving the negativity and the actions of another person. Or I can say, how is this going to make me better?
Right.
And not bitter.
I remember sis working with a young man who was struggling in a custody situation with the mother of his son. And I remember us having a conversation and he was saying, there's nothing I can do. She is keeping me from. She is doing this. She is doing that. And after I listened to him with great compassion and really affirmed that I could see his pain and I understood what he was saying, I was able to say to him, what can you do in your powerful, amazing, strong, dynamic self to let your son know that you are vested in being his dad? What can you do? And he started down that same trail. Well, Doc, you don't understand. I asked the same question 3 times. And then I said to him, when was the last time you went to his school? And he stopped and he looked at me. He was like, well, he's a good kid. I mean, he makes good grades. He doesn't get in trouble. I said, when was the last time you went to his school? And I kept asking until he said, oh, wow. If I want to see him, I can't go to his school. I said, do you know the power of a French fry to a 7-year-old?
McDonald's.
Okay. Do you know the power of a Happy Meal to a 7-year-old when their dad shows up and says, hey, I want to have lunch with you, or hey, I just wanted to bring this to you and see your face and hug you, son, and let you know I love you. I said, don't give it away.
That's so
don't
good.
give
That's
your
yummy.
power away. Look at the crazy and the chaos, and before you speak to what the other person needs to do, speak to what you can do, what has not been done, what would be a difference maker that could be small but mighty.
If you're a high-achieving woman and you're listening to this, people around you probably think you have everything you need or desire.
But Crystal and I both know you've realized there's more, and you've been called to more. We base our programs and framework around helping women like you find their limitless selves, providing a space, a safe space for them to break through ceilings and remove the walls that limit experiencing the life they truly desire.
Join us for our Woman Unlimited Live. Check out the link below. You'll find coaching, community, and connection you've been looking for. See you there.
Now back to this yummy episode.
And that's the power of coaching and therapy and doing your work, is managing yourself, right? In the process is having someone to help you look at other options, because often we feel like we have no other choices. We have no other options. This person is tying my back. They're blocking me. They're standing in my way. And there's always other options. There are always other options, but you only know what you know.
Yeah.
You don't know what you don't know. So when you are managing yourself and you get in community with people who see you, care for you, love you, people who are going to give you the best advice that they have, you get in community and build a team of therapists, coaches, whatever you need at that moment. Prayer partners, yes, prayer warriors,
book club,
whatever
gives you community.
For a parent, maybe it's a parenting group, a father's
workshop,
group, a mother's group, whatever it is. You don't have to do it alone. In fact, when you do it alone, you limit yourself on your options. Yeah. Nobody's limiting you. You're limiting yourself because you are tied. It's like we said, chess, not checkers.
Right.
You are only making a move based on what your opponent does.
That's checkers.
Chess is getting in community, the right spaces, in connection with the right people that can help you see, yes, this door is closed, but that window is open.
It's open. Man, it's such a crazy moment to remember this guy. His face is coming to me. I'm remembering him so clearly. And I remember hearing him say, Doc, you don't understand. I'm not even doing anything. And I would say, you are doing something. No, seriously, I'm telling you the truth. He was so sweet. I'm telling you all of it. I'm not doing anything. you are doing something. And what I had to explain to him was there's no such thing as doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
That's an illusion. Because there's no such thing as passivity. A non-decision is a decision. It's the worst kind of decision because it's a decision by default.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't even get in the game.
Mm-hmm.
You're just letting things happen and claiming that you have no responsibility as if you're not a powerful being.
Right.
So I was saying to him, I said, you are doing something. And again, it took him a minute to recognize, wow, even the dog that plays dead is doing something.
He's playing dead.
He's playing dead.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing something. So recognizing all of my energy is either going towards exercising the options that are on the table,
Yeah.
identifying options, and deciding where am I going to be in this narrative and story?
Mm-hmm.
What role do I want to play with my son?
Yeah.
How many moments and memories do I want him to have of me showing up at school at the gate,
Mm-hmm.
right? And saying, hey, son, I can't take you home right now, but I just wanted to see you.
Mm-hmm.
Or doing something that you know is going to make him smile. Or extending olive branch after olive branch to try to make amends and get clarity. Or bringing in a third party and saying, listen, I didn't grow up with therapy.
Yeah.
I don't even know what this thing can do. But you know what? I was thinking about spending this money on getting a PlayStation for my son. I think I'm going to spend this money on getting someone who can help me get tools or help us get tools for this not to be so combative.
Yeah.
Because I got to do something meaningful with the something that I'm doing.
That's a yummy move right there.
Isn't it yummy?
That's a yummy move.
I gotta be strategic because if everything is a decision, then I gotta try to make the best ones possible in how I manage me.
And that's what yummy is all about.
Right?
Your ultimate, most meaningful yet. And we make yummy decisions every day.
Every day.
Every moment we make yummy decisions. Is this the best thing that I could be doing with my time? Is this the best thing that I could be doing in my relationship? Is this job the best that God has for me?
Yeah. We
really have to understand, though, it is a decision that we're making. We're not passive. Life is not just passing you by.
That part.
You are making a decision every moment.
And, I hear people say all the time, I know I'm stubborn. Well, that's dumb.
Mm-hmm.
That's dumb.
Mm-hmm.
What's it costing you? What is it costing you to see an access road off a freeway that is full of traffic
Mm-hmm.
and not taking the access road?
Mm-hmm.
That stubborn
Mm-hmm.
is an excuse that screams, I don't have any other tools.
Yeah.
So I'm going to use my limited understanding to ensure that we stay right here.
Yeah.
Because I don't have any other tools. And I feel like if I get another tool, I'll have to use it. And you'll expect more from me. And I don't know if I can live up to that.
Yeah.
Well, my love, you're not living up to this. And this is not working. Whatever this is, it's not working. So you are paying dearly to stay in a circular pattern versus saying, let me just see. I don't even know where this access road is going to take me, but I know it's going to get me off of this freeway.
Mm-hmm. And even doing the work to understand where the stubbornness is coming from.
Right.
Because a lot of times unhealed trauma then it manifests as a personality trait that we're like, well, that's just how I am. I'm stubborn. I don't do people. I don't like women. Where does that, ma'am, is that what the best God has for you?
Because he didn't create you that way.
Did God create you that way? Or is this a side effect of something you haven't dealt with?
Yeah. Yeah. And listen, you think everybody has a different social security number, and you would be accurate. You think all people are different, and you would be accurate. But here is the thing. The same lesson is going to show up over and over and over again in different people, because the universe, God, is conspiring for you to go to the next level.
Yeah.
Conspiring with great intention, with great plans, with great connections. Different people, but the same lesson.
Yeah.
That's how you can date 3 different people and feel like you dating the same exact person. And if you don't stop and say, the only thing that's consistent here is me.
Mm-hmm.
So if all of them are showing these things, saying these things, presenting these things, what am I not listening to that I need to listen to?
Yeah.
And instead of looking at managing yourself as a character flaw, so hear this. We get real upset when people try to give us feedback on how we are either effectively managing ourselves or being ineffective in how we manage ourselves. Mm-hmm. You want to see people get booted up, tell them that something is wrong or something is not working for you or your need is not being met or whatever. Personal, professional, doesn't matter. People get stuck fast on you judging them, you giving them feedback that things are not positive. I've done all of these great things, and all you're looking at is the negative. But hear me when I say, what they're speaking about is often not your character. What they're speaking about is your behavior. Mm-hmm. Behaviors can be changed with modification.
It's not you, it's how you're behaving.
It's how you're behaving.
Yes.
It's the actions that you're exhibiting now that you probably learned 30 years ago, 35 years ago, 60 years ago, that's still not serving you, and you're still refusing to give it up without recognizing every time you hit this wall of this behavior, it's God inviting you to change the behavior.
And scientifically, there are behaviors that will diminish relationships.
Come on.
Scientifically, there are behaviors that will diminish your relationships. Criticism, contempt, stonewalling, and defensiveness.
That's you. That's you managing yourself.
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 Write it down. Criticism, contempt, stonewalling, and defensiveness will kill your relationships at home, at work, in the community,
with your kids,
in your family. In fact, of those 4, there has been a scientific determination that one of them is more likely to kill your relationship than the others.
It leads the pack.
It leads the pack.
Which one do you think it is? Contempt.
Contempt.
You know, that slight, don't listen to your mom. She don't know what she's talking about.
Having no regard.
You never say it, but you give that look to your kids. You give that look maybe to your boys.
To your boss.
To your boss. You give that look to your girls. Don't listen to your dad. He don't know anything about that. That body language that says, I don't respect you. Mm-hmm. You're not necessary. You're a necessary inconvenience, but you're not really necessary.
No regard.
That energy of no regard. I can do with you. I can do without you. You want to burn it down? It'll burn it down because you are the one that controls how you respond and how people experience you. You're in control of that.
Yes. Yes.
We want to say, I don't care what people think about me. That's not what we said. We didn't say what they think about you. We said how they experience you. If you got 6 people that experience you as cold
or as defensive, or you shut down anytime somebody tries to share with you, so you stonewalling them.
Yeah. You're walking out. Never able to get a tool that says, hey, can we pause? Can we pause? When things are good and we're not in a fight, we tell couples all the time, especially men, because men often in their body, they just need to self-regulate. And we say, don't stonewall and eject yourself. Pause and be able to say, I'm going to come back to this tomorrow. I just need a moment.
And most of the time we see it's men because as women, we will think about something.
Oh, yeah.
All week long.
Yeah.
And we are added things to it.
Oh, yeah.
And then we need to have a talk.
Right.
And one of our friends posted something on social media. It's like he's outside cutting the grass with some nail clippers. And like, when my wife says we need to have a talk.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, soon as I get finished cutting the grass,
we can have a talk.
He's cutting the grass with nail clippers, right? Because that conversation is so loaded.
It's
that means it's flooding. That means this is something you've been thinking about
for a week.
Or longer.
Yeah.
And when you come to me, it's going to be like, whoo, and this, and this, and this. And we bring up all these things. And it's like, whoa.
And then we say, so what do you think about that? And our partner's like, now? What do I think about it right now? You've been thinking about this all week.
And you going to bring it to me when the game is on? And you want to answer right now?
Right this second? So here's the thing. We can negotiate better agreements for ourselves in our relationships if we shift how we manage ourselves to be able to bring the greatest tools, the greatest techniques, the greatest level of listening, the greatest level of understanding of ourselves and the persons that we are in connection with to have more meaningful, yummy relationships.
So here's the good news.
The good news.
When you know better, you have the opportunity to do better. Now, we don't always do better when we know better. But when we know better, we have the opportunity to manage ourselves.
Love it.
This has been another amazing, delightful, delectable, delicious episode of Yummy Podcast. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye-bye.